can notice your breath. There's so many cues that we can look at to see how it is that we're doing in any given moment. Certainly the breath is one. The tension or relaxation in our body is another. The energy in the thoughts is another. We have a very calm energy or a kind of a more frantic or compulsive energy. And all of those things improve, so to speak, as we relax and focus in on them. Start with some deeper breaths as you tune in and let your body relax. That way we can align ourselves with the body's natural inclination to relax on the out-breath in particular. And we can gradually shift habits that we might have formed of breathing shallow or having holds or pauses in our breath. Move towards that more ideal diaphragmatic breath, smooth and even, continuous. And as you're doing that, notice your breath and your body. Notice the whole body from head to toes. If there's anything jumping out at you, pay attention to that just as we get started. Sometimes one part of the body hurts or there's an energy there or something like that. And then notice the forehead and the eyebrows. In this part of the face, when we're also tracking the breath, the obvious place to do that is through the flow of the breath in the nostrils. It's very close to that. So you could still be tracking the deepness of your breath. As you're breathing in, the lower rib cages expand, both sides of the rib cage expands. And as we breathe out, the stomach settles back towards the spine. And we can also notice this flow of breath. When air flows over the membranes of the nose, we can feel that. Generally, it feels cooler as we breathe in and warmer as we breathe out. And notice the eyes and the forehead, the eyebrows. So still paying attention to that flow of the breath, but also really focusing in on the muscles. When we do that, generally we notice that there's some contraction or tightness through that part of the body. And just bringing our attention there. That's enough to allow it to relax. And if thoughts are intrusive or trying to get our attention, see if we can keep those more in the background. If something really urgent comes up, we'll make a note of it and we could come back to it. But for the most part, the thoughts that are trying to get our attention aren't really all that important for right now in the moment anyway. It's more of a habit that we have of paying attention to the thoughts. So whether the thoughts are pleasant or unpleasant or boring or exciting, it doesn't really matter. We're just letting them move to the background for a bit and focus more directly on what's happening in the forehead and eyebrows, that flow of the air in the nostrils. that wave-like quality of the breath in the stomach area. And then broaden your awareness to include the mouth and the jaw, the tongue, your vocal cords, hinges of your jaw, the space above your tongue, the moistness in the mouth. Notice your mouth and jaw for a moment. Relax the hinges of your jaw. You can move your lower jaw back and forth a bit if you like. Really focusing in on the exhalation and that natural softening, natural release as we breathe out. And in particular, we're noticing the jaw and the mouth, the forehead, the eyebrows, the throat, and the vocal cords. And bring your attention into the neck and the shoulders. Notice the sides of your neck, the back of the neck. How they're connected to the shoulders, the large muscles at the top of the shoulders, the large muscles at the top of the back. Notice the front of the neck and how those muscles go down to connect with the chest. Let that whole area soften, the forehead and eyebrows, the jaw, the neck and the shoulders. And notice if the mind wanders off, bring it back. Notice your breath in the nose as well as in the stomach area. Keep that as an anchor to your attention. See if you can allow that continuity in your breath. And we do that through relaxing the muscles of the stomach so the breath can be a natural rhythm. The body wants to breathe in this healthy way. It's really only our contraction and our tightness that get in the way of it. As we relax and let our attention be on the breath, it tends to go back into that natural rhythm. About the same length on the exhale as the inhale, and continuous, smooth, There's no pauses or breaks in the breath. And noticing how we attend to that. We bring that to our attention. We relax everything around it. We keep our mind focused on that transition or the turnaround points in the breath. And we're also paying attention to the relaxation through the whole body. Check back in with the forehead, the eyebrows, the eyes, the mouth and the jaw. Coming back to the neck and the shoulders, the large muscles of the back. Bring your attention down the back between the shoulder blades. And then forward to the large muscles of the chest, heart center in the middle. Take some deeper breaths and notice what's happening in the lower rib cage. The diaphragm moves down, the lower ribs expand a bit. And then as we exhale, that whole thing releases. The diaphragm moves up, the air leaves the lungs, the stomach moves back towards the spine. Let's anchor our attention there for a moment. Just that physicalness of the breath. We exhale, everything softens. We inhale, the lungs fill with air, the diaphragm comes down, the stomach comes up. Anchor your attention to that smooth wave of the breath. If thoughts become intrusive, just remind yourself that you're allowing them to be in the background. It's not a problem if they attract your attention, that's just how it works. Bring your attention back into the body. Your whole body, your head, neck and shoulders, arms, legs, your torso. And if any tightness has come back into any of the spots that we've already been looking into, forehead or the eyes, the jaw, neck and shoulders, down through the back and the front of the torso, and just allow that to come back into your attention, allow it to soften, and then focus again on the breath. Let your focus on the breath bring you into a stillness. And if a ripple of disturbance comes through, that's fine. Tune back into the body again. Tune back into that wave of the breath. Let that bring you back into stillness. Be aware of what it is that you're noticing. We're generally noticing the things that move. We're anchoring into the movement of the breath. We might notice thoughts that move through our mind. And also pay attention to what's not moving. And see if you can be aware of both, especially with something as quiet as the wave of the breath at the belly. That smooth, continuous flow of the breath. See if you can notice that and what it is that's not moving, the stillness, the awareness. And then maintaining that dual awareness. Not dual in the sense that it's separate, but just dual in the sense that we're noticing two different levels at the same time, the stillness as well as the activity. Open your eyes and see what that experience brings to it. Suddenly we have images, light, maybe associations as we're looking around. Keep that awareness of the stillness and the movement of the breath with your eyes open too, if you can, and then it'll drift out and then it'll come back.